Have you ever had one of those moments, like a conversation that just uh, unexpectedly changes everything?
Oh, absolutely. That casual chat that suddenly leads somewhere amazing.
Yeah. Or maybe a piece of advice that just clicks, unlocks something, or you meet someone and boom, a partnership starts.
It happens. And it's kind of wild how often those big moments really just come down to, well, connections, people you know.
Totally. So today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, the whole art, maybe the science too, of building a really strong network.
Yeah, and we've dug into some really interesting material here, stuff that goes a bit beyond the usual collect more contacts advice.
Right. It's not just about having a big list.
No, it's more about understanding the core ideas and the actual steps you can take to build relationships that
Yeah.
genuinely add value.
So the goal is to give you, the listener, a kind of roadmap, right?
Exactly. A roadmap for how thinking strategically about networking can really make a difference personally and professionally. It's like understanding the hidden engine driving opportunities.
Okay, so let's kick things off. The big question first. Why? Why bother with networking? It takes time, energy,
It does. It's an investment.
but the stuff we looked at, it makes a really strong case. Like, there was one point about senior jobs,
Oh yeah, that statistic. It was pretty eye-opening.
wasn't it? Something like, what, 80%? In some industries, 80% of those top jobs get filled through networks before they're even posted online.
Mm-hmm. That really hits home. It shows you there's this whole hidden job market that you only really access through people.
So it's not just about applying online and hoping.
Not at all. So much in the professional world runs on, trust, reputation. When you've actually nurtured your network, people know you, they trust you.
And that gives you access.
It gives you access to things you just wouldn't see otherwise. It's like having an inside track built on those relationships.
And it's not just about jobs falling into your lap either. There's that idea, you hear it a lot, that you kind of become the average of the 5 people you hang out with most.
Right, the Jim Rohn quote, or variations of it.
Yeah. And if you think about networking intentionally, it means you're consciously choosing who influences you.
You're curating your environment in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Surrounding yourself with people who push you, who make you think bigger, or, learn new skills. It's about growth.
It really is. Being deliberate about who you connect with. When you spend time with people who have qualities you admire or skills you want, you just sort of absorb things.
Like osmosis.
Kind of, yeah, like being immersed in something new. Their way of thinking, their approaches, they can subtly but really powerfully shape where you're heading.
Then there's this other cool idea, the ripple effect,
Ah, yes. That's fascinating.
where maybe you do something small,
Yeah.
right? Give some advice, make an intro,
Yeah.
and it sets off this chain reaction.
Unexpected positive stuff down the line.
Yeah, for them, maybe, but also maybe looping back to you in ways you couldn't have predicted.
It highlights how interconnected things are. You genuinely have no idea what the downstream effects of a single interaction might be. A small bit of help, a connection.
It can create waves.
Exactly. Waves of good outcomes way beyond that first chat, often totally unexpected.
And, to really ground this, think about what Steve Jobs said.
About teams.
Yeah. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. Networking, really, is step one.
It's the foundation.
It's how you start building those teams, whether it's for a project or just like your overall career path.
Absolutely. And today, I mean, collaboration is everything, isn't it? Collective smarts. Your network gives you that access to different skills, different viewpoints, resources.
Stuff you just don't have on your own.
Exactly. So building that strong network is, well, fundamental if you've got big goals.
Okay. So the why seems pretty solid. Makes sense. Now, the tricky part, perhaps, the how.
The practical side.
How do you actually do this? Build these meaningful connections without, feeling awkward or like you're just collecting names.
Yeah, without feeling like that person.
Right. And the sources we looked at, they really stress this this fundamental shift in thinking.
Yeah, the core idea is moving away from seeing it as purely transactional. Like, what can I get from this person?
The taker mindset.
Exactly. And shifting towards a more relational approach, focusing on the value you can offer. What can you bring to the table?
Rather than just what you want now.
Precisely. This giver mentality, it seems, is absolutely central. It's how you build real, authentic, lasting connections.
So instead of walking into a room thinking, who can help me? You're thinking.
How can I potentially help someone here today? Or what value can I add?
And that could be anything, right? Sharing an article, making an introduction between 2 other people.
Or just offering a different perspective on something they're talking about. Listening well.
And this isn't just about, like, being altruistic, is it? There's a strategic element.
Oh, definitely. It's strategically smart
Yeah.
because people are, naturally drawn to helpful, generous people.
Makes sense.
When you consistently offer value, you build up this kind of reservoir of goodwill. Reciprocity kicks in. People want to help you down the line,
Not because they feel obligated, but
but because they actually value the relationship you've built. They respect you.
got it. There was also that really practical tip, the 80-20 rule for conversations.
Ah, yes, the listening versus talking ratio.
Yeah. Aim to spend like 80% of the time really listening, actively listening, and only maybe 20% talking about yourself.
Which can feel counterintuitive at a networking event sometimes.
Right. You feel like you need to pitch yourself. But this is about truly understanding the other person, their challenges, what they care about.
And it's amazing how much people appreciate being genuinely heard. When you listen actively, ask good follow-up questions, show real interest.
You make them feel valued.
Exactly. And the research backs this up. People remember how you made them feel much more vividly than your job title or that perfect elevator pitch you practiced.
That leads nicely into the next point, which was about quality over quantity.
Huge. This one's really important.
It's so easy to get caught up in the numbers game, isn't it? How many LinkedIn connections? How many cards did I get?
The vanity metrics.
Yeah. But the real power, apparently, is in nurturing a smaller group of deep, meaningful relationships.
Think of it like tending a garden. You
Mhm.
can't effectively water and care for hundreds of plants all at once, right? You focus your energy.
So better to have, say, 10 really strong connections than 500 superficial ones.
Absolutely. Focus on fewer connections. Give them the time and attention needed to actually build trust and mutual support. Those deep ties will always be more valuable.
Okay, and then the follow-up. Crucial step.
The step everyone knows they should do, but
Yeah, that often gets missed or done badly. So you have a good chat, exchange details. What next?
well, what doesn't work, according to our sources, is that generic, nice to meet you email.
Right. It just lands flat.
Totally. Your follow-up needs to be personalized. It has to reference something specific you talked about.
So great chatting about X project or following up on that article we discussed. Something concrete.
Exactly. It shows you were actually listening, you were engaged, and you value the interaction beyond just, grabbing their contact info.
Leaves a much better impression.
A much stronger, lasting impression. It's how you turn that quick meeting into the potential start of a real connection.
There was also that pro tip that stood out to me.
Which one was that?
That the best networking happens proactively. Like, before you actually need something.
Ah, yes. Building the well before you're thirsty.
Exactly. Building relationships when things are good, when you're not in panic mode looking for help.
It means you have that foundation, that support system already in place when inevitably challenges pop up or new opportunities arise.
So it shifts networking from being this reactive, maybe even desperate thing.
To just an ongoing strategic process, consistently investing in relationships, not just reaching out when you need a favor, makes a huge difference.
Okay, so we know why. We have some ideas on how,
Yeah.
where. Where do you actually find these potentially valuable connections?
Good question. The sources gave some pretty concrete examples.
Industry events, conferences, those seem like the obvious ones.
Mhm.
Even the virtual versions these days.
Yeah, they work because there's a built-in shared interest, right? Everyone's there for a similar reason. Makes starting conversations way easier.
Common ground already exists.
Exactly. Then you have things like mastermind groups or clubs. Toastmasters was mentioned, YPO.
Those seem a bit more structured, maybe? For deeper dives?
Often, yes. They tend to foster more of a community feel, ongoing support, accountability. You get to build bonds over time, not just in a one-off meeting.
Makes sense. LinkedIn came up, of course. But with a big but.
Right. Use it strategically. It's not just about hitting connect.
So what does strategic use look like there?
It's more about engaging thoughtfully. Commenting on posts from people you respect, sharing your own insights, joining relevant group discussions, adding value there too.
So participating, not just lurking or collecting contacts.
Precisely. It can be powerful, but it needs that intentional effort.
And this one was interesting. Volunteering. For causes you actually care about.
Yeah, I liked that one. The idea is that shared passion is a really strong connector.
So you're working side by side with people on something you all believe in.
And the networking happens almost as a byproduct. The relationships you form there can be incredibly strong because they're built on shared values, not just professional goals. It's authentic.
Across all these places, though, the main points seem to be, and this echoes the quality thing, Don't try to meet everyone.
Definitely not. Be selective.
Focus your energy on connecting with the right people. People who align with your values, people who challenge you, people in spaces relevant to where you want to go.
It really is quality over quantity again, not just in relationship depth, but also in where you choose to spend your networking time and energy. Be strategic about the rooms you're in, virtual or physical.
Okay. So hopefully you, listening, have absorbed a lot there and are feeling maybe a bit motivated to level up your own networking.
We want to make this really practical, though. Turn insight into action.
So we have a little challenge for you for this coming week.
Nothing too crazy. A small, manageable step, but one that could have a real impact.
All right, your mission, if you choose to accept it,
Go on.
is to reach out to just one person you genuinely admire.
Okay. Who could that be?
Could be anyone, really. Someone in your field whose work you follow, a leader you respect, maybe someone whose career path just fascinates you.
The key here, though, is the intention behind reaching out, right?
Absolutely critical. This is not about asking for a job or a favor or anything like that. Not yet, anyway.
So what is it about?
It's purely about expressing sincere admiration for what they do, and maybe asking if you could learn a bit from their experience. Simple curiosity.
So maybe sending a short, personalized message, mentioning something specific of theirs you like.
Exactly. Or, maybe if it feels right, asking for like a super short virtual coffee chat just to hear about their journey. 15 minutes, tops.
Low pressure, high respect.
Totally. The key is being authentic, respectful of their time, and genuinely focused on learning, not getting something.
And that kind of outreach, showing initiative and genuine interest, that's the heart of good networking, isn't it?
It really is. It's planting a seed
Yeah.
based on respect, learning, potential future connection.
Because ultimately, as we've kind of talked all the way through, networking isn't just these one-off transactional things.
No, it's much deeper. It's really about personal transformation, isn't it?
Yeah.
About growth.
Yeah, the connections you build, they genuinely shape who you become, the opportunities you see, the impact you can eventually make.
It's like this ongoing journey.
Yeah.
Learning, evolving, contributing back.
Your network becomes this vital ecosystem, really, supporting you, helping you navigate everything life throws at you, personal and professional.
So as you think about building your own network, nurturing it, maybe think about this.
Okay.
What kind of legacy, do you want to create? What kind of positive ripple effect do you want to have?
Big questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then ask, who are the people who can help you on that journey? Not just by doing something for you.
But by who they are.
Exactly. By who they are and the lessons you can learn just by connecting with them. That's something to maybe mull over this week.